When it comes to the subject of flower essences, there is not a lot of great written material out there, at least in my opinion. A lot of the books available on flower essences are full of fluff, they're exaggerated, and they make false claims. And this is the only book, for the most part, you guys, that I've found that I think hits the nail on the head completely. This is the greatest book I have found yet on the subject of flower essences. So this is Flower Essences from the Witch's Garden, Plant Spirits and Magical Herbalism by Nicholas Pearson, and there is a foreword written by Christopher Penczak. It's got some really neat artwork on the front. There's quite a bit of material in this. This book is pretty heavy. It's pretty thick. I think I paid $11 for this on eBay. I think typically they go for about $21 on Amazon new, but you could easily find one with a little bit of looking, a little bit of searching for cheaper than that. So let's take a look at the inside of this book. Flower Essences from the Witch's Garden, Plant Spirits in Magical Herbalism. And this is from Destiny Books, and this is by Nicholas Pearson. So let's take a look at the table of contents. Foreword by Christopher Penczak. Acknowledgements. Entering the Witch's Garden. What are flower essences? A history of flower essences. Devas, plant spirits, and green familiars. Balms, banes, and tree spirits. Making flower essences. Deciphering the language of flowers. Choosing and using flower essences. Flower essences in Magick. Flower essence formulary. Plant spirit alchemy, and a directory of 100 different flower essences, guys. And then there's an appendix. I'm trying to do this one-handed, excuse me. Flower essence suppliers, notes, bibliography, index of flower essences, and an index. So, again, guys, you get a lot of bang for your buck with this book. I think that one of my favorite chapters in this book is, where is it? Number 5, 84. Let's go to 84. Making flower essences. I really should have grabbed the tripod for this video. Let's see, guys. Bear with me. 84. Making flower essences. This will teach you everything that you need to know to make your own essences, guys. It'll teach you everything that you need to know to become proficient in making your own essences. And in my opinion, flower essences, there is an absolute science to this. It's a form of the alchemical arts. And a powerful flower essence that... I can't speak today, excuse me. A powerful flower essence is dependent on the individual making them, and that individual's connection to the Deva or plant spirit of the particular flower that the individual's making an essence from. It's not as easy as just throwing some flowers in a clear bowl and, extracting the energetic imprint from the flower. There's more to it than that, and this book teaches you about that and how to create a closer connection to the Deva or the spirits inside of a plant. All plants are living, you guys. They all have spirits within them. And a really powerful flower essence, the individual making the essence taps into the spiritual intelligence of the particular plant or flower and works with it, right? So flower essences are a very, very unique branch of the healing arts, in my opinion. I use these every single day. I have so many different essences. I make my own. And I've been impacted by them to such an extent that I actually have created my own flower essence business that will launch in the future. I've talked about this in the past. All of my essences are made with homegrown flowers. I've found various flowers that work better than others, at least on myself. You can make a flower essence out of pretty much any flower, you guys, but you do have to be careful with what you're working with because there are poisonous flowers, etc. But a flower essence, essentially, you guys, what you're doing is you're imprinting a solution of water with the energetic imprint or signature of a flower. Flower essences, essentially, are restructured water that you restructure the water with a flower. And then you preserve that energetic imprint in the water solution with a preservative such as alcohol. In my opinion, alcohol is the best preservative. In my opinion, alcohol maintains the energetic signature of the plant in the water the best, whereas vegetable glycerin, in my opinion, that is not a good preservative, you guys. I've used essences made with or preserved with vegetable glycerin. The ones preserved with alcohol are the best. So it says here, and again, this is chapter 5 on page 84, making flower essences. While you can buy flower essences from countless commercial producers, large and small, making your own is a powerful, magical, and spiritual act. I used commercially prepared flower essences for more than a decade before I had even the slightest inclination to make my own. I remember the day I made my first flower essence rather vividly. I wanted to work with wildflowers native to Florida, but the land I was searching was overrun by invasive and exotic species. The heat and frustration left me feel defeated, and I was near to giving up. Excuse me, guys. I thought I might have to either run home empty-handed or settle for a non-native flower. Finally, I came upon a clearing full of sand blackberry in full bloom. Suddenly, I was filled with the urge to take decisive action. Only later did I learn that blackberry essence is indicated for feelings of indecision or an inability to bring your projects to fruition. In time, I came to make scores of essences from flowers that I found all through my home state in Florida, from native and... Long story short, guys, just get the book if you're interested in essences. I don't want to read a ton of the material. If you're interested in the book, just buy it. This is a great addition to any collection. I've got a handful of different books on essences. This is my favorite so far. But it walks you through, look at this, the essence making supplies. The most basic tools for making essences are clear glass bowls, scissors, a preservative, and storage containers. Ideally, a few other pieces of equipment facilitate the process of making essences. Here's a more complete list. Clear glass bowls, preferably unmarked, sharp scissors or pruning shears, funnels, coffee filters or cheesecloth. Preservatives, such as alcohol, vinegar, or glycerin, glass jars or bottles, dropper bottles, labels, and pens. You can also use colloidal silver as a preservative. Some companies swear by using colloidal silver. I've used colloidal silver. I would say that silver is probably the next best option to alcohol as a preservative for flower essences. I find that essences made with alcohol affect my consciousness much more than essences that are made with glycerin. I don't think that glycerin helps or is a proper solution to help preserve the energetic imprint of a flower. And again, as I said earlier, that's essentially what a flower essence is. You're restructuring a body of water with a fresh flower. And I don't care what people say. People can say this is a pseudoscience. I do not care. I have used these extensively and they work wonders, you guys. I've gone around this property here in Virginia, across the street to the abandoned railroad. I've found fresh, wild milk thistle growing. What else did I find? Jerusalem artichoke. I found a bunch of wild flowers growing near my property. I've made essences with them, drank them, and been blown away at the shift in consciousness. There is a truth to this, you guys. A massive truth. So, I mean, like, I've got flowers in the backyard like echinacea growing. Well, they're kind of in stasis right now because finally the weather's starting to warm up. But there are so many flowers around this area, you guys, here in Virginia, especially stuff that grows wild. But I have a handful of flowers that I'll be growing to produce my own essences to then sell. But not to make this about me, you guys. Flower essences from the Witch's Garden. Plant Spirits and Magickal Herbalism by Nicholas Pearson. I give this a 10 out of 10 because I think this is really the only definitive text, at least that I've been able to find on essences, that wasn't full of fluff, you guys. It's well written. There's no I haven't found really any typos. You can tell that the author put a lot of time and effort into this, whereas other books on essences that I've read, I feel like they're rushed. So it says here that includes a directory of 100 flower and plant essences. A must-have book for anyone interested in spirituality, magic, and the subtle use of plants. Profound and engaging, this book is a worthy and important addition to any flower essence library, for sure. In this practical guide to using flower essences in witchcraft, alchemy, and healing, Nicholas Pearson provides detailed instructions for making and using flower essences based on traditional Western magic practices. He shares new uses for essences, from creating sacred space to dressing candles to preparing incense, and explains how to use them in meditation, potion spells, spagyrics, and ritual. You see, guys, there's so many different other uses for essences just other than just ingesting them. You can make floor washes with them. You can use essences in your candle magic. You can use essences in your ritual, your magic in general. It does not matter. They work wonders for meditation. You can anoint your forehead or your heart or your wrists, etc. with essences prior to entering your inner temple. You can ingest flower essences before doing your inner work, before doing the 4 inner exercises. And you will find that if you're sensitive to energy and you do that, you will get, every time you use a different essence before your rituals, your meditations, your exercises, you'll get something different out of them. You'll get something different out of the inner temple, for instance, when you use a flower essence of chamomile as opposed to bat flower. Bat flower is not an easy essence to find. I have not been able to find it at all online. And that's something that's really close to my heart. I like the nocturnal or nightside type plants. There's not a lot of people selling nightside, more lunar, nocturnal plants, if you will, guys. Hope that makes sense. There's just not a lot of people doing it. So I've got a bunch of really interesting essences that I'm going to bring to the market that just simply aren't available online yet. Right? I've made essences out of so many different unique plants, flowers, etc. And you don't just have to use flowers to make flower essences, you guys. You can make an essence out of, for instance, wormwood leaves, fresh cut off the plant. I've done that a multitude of times. So let's go. He shares new uses for essences, from creating sacred space to dressing candles to preparing incense, and explains how to use them in meditation, potion, spells, spagyrics, and ritual. He shares exercises for connecting more deeply to the energies of the green world and exploring how essences can be used in traditional sacraments of witchcraft like the Great Rite. So this book is way more than just about essences, you guys. It teaches you how to tap into the intelligence, the spiritual intelligence of plants. It teaches you how to use essences in your magic, in your spells, in your spagyrics, in your meditations. This book goes into much more detail about things that other books simply do not. And that's one of the reasons why I like this book so much, guys. So let's put this on the tripod, and I'll show you through the... Here we go. I'll show you through the book. Banes, the plants of poison and power. Choosing and using flower essences. Choosing the right essence. Where's 84? Or, let's go to the table of contents here. Devas, let's go to page 31, about devas and plant spirits. This is a really, really interesting chapter, guys. Devas, plant spirits, and green familiars. The biggest overlap between flower essence therapy and magical herbalism hinges on the nature of the spirit world. The occultist and essence practitioner alike depend on more than the mere materiality of the plant kingdom. Flower essences themselves contain little, if any, actual plant matter. They are all a vibrational remedy. So where exactly does this vibration come from? Most practitioners of flower essence therapy point to the intelligence of the plant, a sort of spiritual force that is the guardian consciousness of the plant itself. This is the same force, the very essence of the plant, that the Green Witch calls upon in plant magic too. To truly appreciate what the classical witch, alchemist, conjure doctor, shaman, and flower essence maker have in common, we must explore the animating intelligence of the green world. Excuse me. The nature of spirits and the spirits of nature. So guys, awesome book. Devas, angels, or spirits. You're going to learn so much more than just things about flower essences if you read this. In fact, this is a great book for anyone interested in magic in general. So let's finish reading the back of this. In the hands-on formulary, the author provides recipes for essence combinations for the 8 sabbats and formulas based on familiar blends like traditional flying ointments of European witchcraft. Anyways, guys, my cat's meowing. She needs me. I think we've gone into detail enough about this. I give this a 10 out of 10. If you're interested in essences, if you want to make your own, this is really the only book that you need. Although, even though there's a... Like, if you go back here, guys, let's go through here. There's a bunch of different plants and flowers back here that the author teaches you about, the properties of them, the magical properties, etc. There's only 100 different flowers and plants. So this book excludes some, what is this called? Hold on. Can't remember what he calls this. directory of 100 flower essences. There's only 100 in there. So there's flowers and plants that I'm surprised the author left out. But again, it's still a great book. 10 out of 10. This is by Nicholas Pearson, forward by Christopher Penczak, who is a very... he has published so many books, Christopher Penczak. Penczak is the author of a really great book called The Plant Spirit Familiar. I've got a review about that in my occult book review archive or playlist. Check it out if you haven't already seen it. 10 out of 10. Pick it up. Until next time, peace be with you.